Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be tackling college football.
All right.
You sent over a whole bunch of articles about the upcoming national championship game,
Yeah.
Notre Dame versus Ohio State.
Big one.
So let's break it down before the big showdown on Monday.
Sounds good.
Okay, so first off, the game's Monday night.
Right.
Notre Dame versus Ohio State.
Mhm.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
Huge.
Huge matchup.
Absolutely.
But the thing that really stood out to me was
Yeah.
both quarterbacks, Riley Leonard for Notre Dame and Will Howard for Ohio State,
Interesting.
are transfer students.
I know.
Like they're leading their teams to the championship
First year?
in their first year
Wild.
after transferring.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
I know. It's fascinating, right? I mean,
Yeah.
this really speaks to a larger trend that we're seeing in college football. You know, these quarterbacks, they use the transfer portal, which allows players to switch schools to pursue a shot at a national championship. It's like they're making strategic career moves.
It's like they're free agents in the NFL or something.
Yeah.
And this isn't just like a one-off thing either.
No.
The articles that you sent me mentioned a bunch of other quarterbacks
So many.
who've done the same thing.
I know.
Quinn Ewers at Texas, Dylan Gabriel at Oregon.
Yeah.
They're all aiming for playoff success.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
And it raises a big question for the future of college football, right? Will we see even more of this?
Right.
You know? Could the transfer portal become like the main stage for players to build their careers?
Wow.
You know, chase those championships? What happens to team dynamics if players are constantly shifting?
Yeah.
And then you think about, could this create like a bigger divide between those top programs that are attracting all these transfers and everyone else?
Wow, that's like a whole other deep dive
I know, right?
right there.
We could go on forever about that.
Okay, back to this championship game. Another thing that caught my eye
Okay.
was Notre Dame's coach,
Hmm.
Marcus Freeman.
Interesting guy.
Get this.
Okay.
He's an Ohio State ALUM.
Whoa.
He even started his coaching career there.
Oh, wow.
Do you think that gives him some kind of like insider advantage?
It's a very intriguing storyline.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
The article mentions that Freeman has already faced Ohio State twice as Notre Dame's coach, and he lost both times.
Really?
So even if he has some inside knowledge, you know,
Right.
it hasn't translated into a win yet.
So this game
Yeah.
could be his chance
Sort
for
of.
redemption.
I mean, think about it, though. How did his time at Ohio State under their coaching staff shape his own philosophy?
Right.
Is he mirroring their strategies? Or is he actively trying to counter them?
Right.
This is a guy who knows their system inside and out.
Wow, that adds a whole nother layer
I know.
of complexity.
Yeah.
Okay, now, for the big question. How did these teams even get to the championship?
Yeah.
They both had some pretty surprising losses this season.
Right.
Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois
Unbelievable.
when they were heavily favored,
I know.
and Ohio State lost to their rivals.
Oh.
Michigan also as favorites.
Big losses.
Yeah.
Those losses definitely raised some eyebrows.
Yeah.
What's interesting is how both teams bounced back.
Okay.
Notre Dame focused on their strengths: a killer defense, strong running game, and minimizing turnovers. And, you know, a lot of people might not know what makes their defense so killer.
Yeah.
They run this incredibly aggressive 4-2-5 scheme,
Oh,
which
what?
allows them to blitz effectively and really disrupt the quarterback's timing. They basically swarm the ball carrier.
Oh, wow.
It's been incredibly effective all season.
Wow. So their consistency, focusing on what they do best, led them to 13 straight wins after that early loss.
Yeah.
What about Ohio State? How'd they rebound?
Ohio State took like a more analytical approach. They really seemed to dissect that loss to Michigan,
Yeah.
especially on the defensive side.
Right.
And they came back more unpredictable
Okay.
and aggressive.
Oh.
It's like they used that loss as fuel to become even more formidable.
So both teams basically did a deep dive
I like that.
on themselves
Yeah.
after those setbacks.
For sure.
It's almost like losing lit a fire under them.
Yeah.
Okay, so now they're facing off for the title.
Yep.
But before we predict a winner,
Yeah.
I want to dig into something you touched on earlier.
Okay.
These two teams are so different.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's almost like they represent completely different eras
It's fascinating.
of football.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you've got Notre Dame with their emphasis on tradition,
Right.
I mean, they've never joined a conference.
Independent streak.
Yeah, they have this independent streak.
They're the Fighting Irish.
They're the Fighting Irish.
Not like anyone else.
Yeah, it's like they're the rebels of college football.
Yeah.
The lone wolf going up against the pack.
Yeah, and their style of play kind of reflects that.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
they're tough, disciplined, and they rely on that killer defense
Yeah.
and a power running game.
Right?
They want to control the clock, wear down their opponents, and win with grit.
Old school.
Old school, but incredibly effective.
Okay, so that's Notre Dame.
Yep.
Tradition, defense, running the ball.
Right.
What about Ohio State?
Ohio State, coming from the Big Ten Conference,
Yeah.
is all about speed,
Okay.
athleticism, and offensive firepower. They want to score points, and they want to do it fast.
They want to do it fast.
Yeah. They're a program that thrives on innovation,
Okay.
pushing the boundaries of what's possible on offense.
So high scoring,
High scoring,
fast-paced,
fast-paced,
modern football.
modern football.
So we've got the old guard versus the new wave.
Exactly.
That's what makes this matchup so exciting.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's not just about which team is better.
It's about two different philosophies
Clashing.
clashing on the biggest stage.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got the big picture.
Yeah.
But what about the players?
Right.
Who should we be watching for on Monday night?
Well, let's start with Notre Dame.
Okay.
Obviously, all eyes are going to be on quarterback Riley Leonard.
Right.
He's what's known as a dual-threat quarterback.
Okay.
He can beat you with both his arm and his legs.
Wow.
He's been making smart decisions all season,
Yeah.
extending plays, and leading this team to victory.
And he's doing it in his first year after transferring.
That's impressive.
That's got to be a huge confidence boost.
Absolutely.
But a quarterback can't win alone, right?
Nope.
Who else is key to their success?
You've got Audric Estime at running back.
Okay.
He's a workhorse,
Okay.
a powerful runner who can grind out tough yards.
Mm,
He's key to their strategy of controlling the clock
right.
and keeping Ohio State's offense off the field.
Okay, so it sounds like Notre Dame wants to play like a...
Physical, grinded out style of football.
Exactly.
And you mentioned their defense is already incredible.
It is.
So who are some of the standout players on that side?
Oh, they've got talent all over the field on defense.
Okay.
Up front, you've got Howard Cross III on the defensive line.
Yeah.
He's a force to be reckoned with.
Got it.
Then you've got J.D. Bertrand at linebacker,
Okay.
a real playmaker. And in the secondary, Benjamin Morrison has been incredible at intercepting passes.
Wow.
They're tough, disciplined, and always around the ball.
It's no wonder their defense is so highly ranked.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears to Ohio State.
All right.
We know they're all about offense.
Oh.
So besides Will Howard at quarterback,
Yeah.
who else should we be watching?
Oh, get ready for some fireworks.
Okay.
They have a trio of wide receivers.
Mm.
Marvin Harrison Jr., Emeka Egbuka, and Julian Fleming,
Oh, okay.
who are just electric.
Oh, wow.
They're all capable of making those big game-changing plays. Any defense would have their hands full trying to contain them.
It sounds like their offense is designed to score.
You're going to score.
And score quick.
Quickly.
Did they even bother running the ball?
Oh, they run the ball and they run it well.
Okay.
Mayan Williams is their lead back.
Okay.
He's a bit smaller than Notre Dame's Estime,
Mm.
but he's incredibly elusive
Okay.
with the potential to break a big play at any moment.
So we've got another clash of styles at running back.
Total.
Power versus speed.
Yeah,
It's going to be fascinating to see who has the advantage there.
I know, right?
But you mentioned earlier that Ohio State's defense has had its ups and downs this season.
Yeah.
Are they even going to be able to slow down Notre Dame's offense?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Their defense is definitely a bit of a question mark.
Yeah.
They've shown flashes of brilliance, but also moments of vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
They have some serious talent, though.
Okay.
Like JT Tuimoloau on the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
He's considered one of the best in the country. Okay. And their secondary is anchored by Denzel Burke,
Right.
a veteran player with a lot of experience.
So while Ohio State is known for its explosive offense,
Right.
they still have a defense capable of making big plays.
Definitely.
But are we sure they can handle Notre Dame's power running game and stifling defense?
It's a good question.
I mean, this game really does have it all.
I know, right?
Contrasting styles,
Yep.
star players,
For sure.
and insanely high stakes.
It's gonna be an incredible matchup.
It is.
But beyond the stats
Right.
and the obvious matchups,
Yeah.
there are always those intangible factors,
Hmm.
the X factors that
Yeah.
can really determine the outcome of a game like this.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about the stuff you can't measure.
Exactly. The
Look,
heart, the grit,
The will to win.
The will to win, those moments that define a champion.
Yeah. So, in your opinion,
Yeah.
what are some of those X factors we should be looking out for?
Well, coaching is always huge in a game like this.
Right.
Both Marcus Freeman and Ryan Day are incredible coaches.
Yeah.
You know, they'll have their teams prepared.
Right.
But who can make those crucial in-game adjustments? Who can outsmart the other?
Right.
And just as importantly, who can keep their players focused and composed under that championship pressure?
It's like a chess match on the sidelines.
It is.
Yeah, with each coach trying to predict and counter the other's moves.
High-stakes poker.
High-stakes poker.
With the championship on the line.
What else?
Turnovers. Both teams have been good at protecting the ball this season.
Right.
But turnovers can change the momentum in an instant. You know, imagine a fumble deep in Ohio State territory.
Oh, yeah.
Or a pick six that puts Notre Dame ahead unexpectedly.
Right.
Which team can force those mistakes?
Yeah.
And which team can capitalize on them?
You're right. Those game-changing plays can come out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's like every snap has the potential to flip the script.
For sure.
And we can't forget about special teams.
Absolutely. Field position, kick coverage, field goals.
Right.
Those can all be decisive.
Especially in a close game.
Especially in a close game.
We've seen it before.
Oh, yeah.
A last-second field goal.
Yep.
A blocked punt that swings the momentum.
Totally.
Special teams can't be overlooked.
No.
They're often called the hidden yardage for a reason.
Right.
Okay, so we've got coaching, turnovers, special teams.
What else?
What else? What about those intangible factors?
Ultimately, it might come down to heart.
Heart.
You know, which team wants it more?
Right.
Which team is willing to fight for every inch of the field? To leave it all out there under the lights in a game this big, that kind of passion, that hunger for victory can be the difference.
So it's not just about physical talent.
Nope.
Or strategic execution.
It's about the mental and emotional battle.
Yeah. It's about the mental and emotional battle.
You gotta believe.
You gotta believe.
You gotta dig deep.
You gotta dig deep.
You gotta want it more than the other team.
I love that.
Right.
Okay. We've analyzed the teams.
We have.
Dissected the matchups.
Yeah.
Talked about the X factors.
I'm sure.
We've even made our predictions.
I know.
But now, the big question.
Right.
Who do you think is going to win?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is.
It's such a close matchup.
Right.
Both teams are incredibly talented and well-coached.
For sure.
But if I have to pick, I'm leaning towards Ohio State.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Lay it on me. Why Ohio State?
I think in the end, their offense is just too explosive for Notre Dame to handle.
Okay.
I know Notre Dame's defense has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
But Ohio State has so many weapons.
Yeah.
And Ryan Day is a master at scheming guys open. That said, if Notre Dame's defense can create some turnovers early, rattle Will Howard, keep the score close, well, they just might have a shot at the upset.
Right.
They've got a knack for winning tough games.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Love the insight.
Thank you.
Now, for me, I'm actually going with Notre Dame.
Hold on, you're going with the underdog.
I am.
I love it. Tell me why.
My gut says their defense is going to be the difference.
Okay.
They're physical.
Yeah.
They're disciplined. And they've been playing lights out all season.
I know they have.
I think they'll make it incredibly tough for Ohio State to move the ball consistently.
Okay.
Plus, there's just something about Notre Dame in these big games.
Oh, yeah.
They have a history of rising to the occasion.
For sure.
It's that underdog mentality.
That is.
That refusal to back down.
Yeah.
That makes me think they might just pull this off.
I love that you're going with your gut.
Yeah.
It would definitely make for a great story.
It would.
And honestly, as we've seen all season, anything is possible in college football.
Anything's possible. This is why we watch.
Absolutely. So we've explored the trends, the history,
the players,
the coaching,
the X factors.
The X factors.
We've even made our predictions. What a deep dive this has been.
What a deep dive this has been.
I know. I hope you've given our listener a lot to think about.
I hope so too.
Heading into this game.
Absolutely.
And here's a final thought to chew on.
Yeah.
As you watch the game.
All right.
How do you think the transfer portal will continue to impact college football in the future?
Wow.
It's a brave new world out there.
It is.
And most importantly, which team will you be rooting for?
That's right.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Happy deep diving.